Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from beautiful Costa Rica. Tonight's topic is going to be, after the relationship ends, finding it hard to love again. Not necessarily in a romantic relationship, but I will touch on that, but also to love people in general. Finding your way back. Guys, if you like the content, please subscribe. So when the narcissistic relationship ends, let's say it's a few months after it ended, most likely the relationship ended with a thud, with a crash, with something you're not accustomed to because it wasn't a healthy relationship you were in. So that's a huge thing to wrap your head around, that, oh my goodness, I in fact was with a narcissist for X period of time. And when this happens, your head is spinning, you're in the fog, you don't know what's going on. And on top of that, you have a long healing path ahead of you. And a really long healing path, because most likely you did not know that you were with a narcissist, and your education is just beginning. Having said that, you're going to have to go through a list of definitions, a glossary of terms, of understanding, of putting the pieces of the puzzle together, and of finally getting to the point where, oh my goodness, all this stuff is starting to click, and you're going to have light bulb moments and all this. Having said that, there will be a period of time, maybe not for everybody, but certainly for some of you, because this topic came in as a request from one of the subscribers. There will be a period of time when you find it very difficult to love yourself. You find it difficult to love the person you were with. Of course, I know the relationship ended, but let's be real. You were or are in the trauma bond, and that's extremely difficult to break. But your emotions are all over the place. You're not yourself. On top of that, trusting and loving other people, that's honestly, from my experience, that's the last thing on your mind. Now keep in mind, if you don't agree with this, drop comments, it's fine. I'm speaking from my experience. But when a few months out of the relationship, when you're fine, the dust is settling, but you're in the fog, and you really don't know which way to turn. You don't know who to talk to, and you're isolated, and you're confused. Sincerely, for me, one of the last things that was on my mind was loving other people. It really was. I was so concerned with myself and saving myself and working on trying to put myself back together. The same time I was doing that, I was trying to comprehend the relationship I had just gone through and how somebody could do what they did. So again, when the relationship ends after a romantic narcissistic relationship, and many other ones as well, it's not just like, let's say hypothetically let's use the real term. It wasn't a healthy relationship. So when a healthy relationship ends, most likely you get closure, you get resolution, you get answers, and you feel, okay, it ended and it's not fun. And maybe you spend a couple weeks or a month, going through, missing that person and things like that. I understand it. But with a narcissistic relationship, it's almost like a death in the family times 2, because the person that you're missing, number one, didn't exist. And that takes a lot of time to wrap your head around. Because remember, the narcissist wore the mask and they fooled you. They duped you and tricked you and manipulated you. And the other thing is, you can't believe that this person that you're missing, they don't even care about you, but yet they're off in the sunset. Take that back. They're not in the sunset. They're not. They're out. They're gone. So it's akin to a death in the family, and I do mean that on many different levels. So if this happened and your relationship ended recently, let's say 2, 3, 4, 5 months, you have a real long healing path ahead of you. Don't think that you can rush this. Don't think that there's a magic pill, and don't think that it's going to be fixed or cured overnight. It won't happen. It will only happen with commitment, with time, with self-love, growth, energy, and education. Commitment, no contact, blocking, deleting, moving forward. But all of these things, again, excuse me, I'm fine by the way. You don't just wake up one morning and do them all and you're fine. No. After a narcissistic relationship, you need to find your path in your time and make the decisions when you are ready for them. There is no textbook answer. It's not like you're taking a multiple choice A, B, C, or D, and the answer is always one of the letters. It doesn't work that way. It works completely different for each and every one of us. Now, I must let you know that, getting back on track with this, because I have so many things to say in this video, but finding the ability, if the relationship ended recently, to love another person sincerely is the last thing on your mind. What you're trying to do is to figure out what has happened to you, why you're still missing this person, and who they were. And then when you finally figure out that they were a narcissist and they never loved you or cared about you, that's a whole different element of understanding. Again, this takes time, a lot of time. So whereas when this happens, say 3 or 4 months out, and you, let's say longer, it's going to be longer than that. When that happens and you understand, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better now. Keep in mind, this is going to take time. 3 or 4 months, let's double that. Let's make it 6 or 7 months. At that period of time, approximately, from my experience, is when I started to realize that, wow, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better, not a lot, but a little bit, and I'm getting stronger. And I definitely have the education now. I have the tools, and I'm going to continue to build on myself and understand the relationship I was in and what narcissism is all about, which is exactly what I did. But that's when I started to appreciate personally the love and respect I had for my relatives and friends from the past and all the acquaintances and everybody that I had. Now, could I go out into the world and be able to love a new friend, like someone new, like appreciate them and respect them, like, wow, you're amazing? No, I couldn't do that. There's no way. I can barely do that right now, to be honest with you. Remember, your healing path is different. We're all different. So I'm trying to stay on track here. To let you know something, when you are out of the relationship, everything comes in stages. Honestly, for me, it came in approximately 3-month stages, maybe 3 to 4 month stages. And each time you get through a stage, like let's say the first 3 months are just complete bereavement, disillusionment, confusion, lost. You're in the fog, you don't know what's going on, and you're just like disbelief. And those are the most trying 3 months of my entire life. This isn't about me, I'm just giving you examples because I'm trying to answer this person's question on the video. The next 3 months are more education and more understanding and growth and figuring out, okay, this happened, I can't believe it, but using radical acceptance and understanding where you are and that it's real and there's no turning back and that's the way it is. Then let's say the next 3 or 4 months is more like, okay, I'm feeling a little bit better and I can understand what happened and I understand this wasn't my fault. I gave to a fault. And that's when you start to self-reflect and look at yourself and say, wow, I actually did give to a fault. And that's when you start looking inward and figuring out where you fit into the equation because you were in the relationship. And yes, it happened. And I mean, it takes 2 people to have this narcissistic relationship happen, and you were one of them. I'm not saying you're at fault. I'm saying that you need to process why it happened to you, why this situation happened. And probably it's because you're an empath and you're super giving and loving and kind and beautiful. And the narcissist saw that. But then I would say upwards of 9 months, 10 months, at least for me, that's when I really started to understand that, okay, I have 2 options here. Option 1 is I can continue to do what I'm doing, or option 2 is I can start making much better changes for myself. Now keep in mind, for you, I had these sticky notes and I wrote these down almost a year ago, well, not about 10 months ago, and I've accomplished 7 out of 8 of them. So the whole time, again, I have to say this, and I hope this video is making sense to you. It's not like you're reading a history book and you can say, okay, chapter 1 is this and chapter 2 is that. Excuse me. No, it's not like that. I'm telling you what I did. And to answer the question, will you ever be able to love again? Like friends, excuse me, friends or new people and that kind of stuff? Yes, you will. I'm certain you will. There's not a doubt in my mind. And the reason why is because I'm 13 months out of this, almost 14 now. And I can feel myself getting stronger each and every day. So you will be able to. But what it takes is it's going to take self-love, your self-love, to love each and everything about you, to be comfortable with yourself. So the whole idea to answer this question, and I hope this video wasn't too long, but I really want you to get this, is that when you understand that everything begins and ends with you as an individual, meaning if your boundaries were higher before you met the narcissist, maybe this wouldn't have happened. Maybe it would have. I can't tell you that. But I know in my case, my boundaries were very low. And my self-respect, I've always had it, but I was always giving to a fault. As an empath, I just thought others should always come before me. Not anymore. I just don't. I just don't see it that way. I come first and second and third. Sorry, it's the way it goes. And when my cup is full, I will help anybody out I possibly can within parameters, within my boundaries. But the point I'm trying to get across here is the path is not linear, and it will be ups and downs and goods and not so goods and everything. But will you be able to love again? Definitely. Will you be able to find romantic love again? If you want to, absolutely. But my suggestion is you don't rush anything. You take your time. You take baby steps. And when you are ready, you are ready. So many times on the channel, we read the comments. I read the comments. And I know what the answer is for these comments. I sincerely do. I know what I have gone through, so I can say it. But the way people write the comments, I can tell that their healing path has just begun. Or maybe it started a little while ago. And I can't exactly tell you what I want, what I would do, because you have so much more that you have to be working on before you get to where you want to be. I hope that made sense. So in other words, like, the best example for this, and please, if you made it this far, thank you, because I know I'm talking a lot. I'm feeling much stronger. I just want to let you guys know, I want to answer this question. The thing is this: if you want to become a Olympic athlete, you can't just wake up tomorrow morning and run the marathon and you're an Olympic athlete. It doesn't work that way. You have to train for it. You have to practice. You have to put in the time, the dedication, devotion, commitment. It's the same thing post-narcissistic relationship. You have to take your time. You have to heal and grow and learn and understand. And you will if you put the time in, and I know you will because you're on the channel. But that's the whole goal. And then when you're ready to become that Olympian, you'll know it. I won't have to tell you. No one else will have to tell you. You'll have that glow and you'll have the confidence and you'll say, I did it. I feel great and I'm there. So to answer the question, will you be able to love again? Yes, you will. Sincerely, you will. Will you be able to love yourself? Absolutely, because I know you already do because you're on the channel. And number three, will you be able to find romantic love? Certainly, if you want to. Before I close the video out, I will say this though. If you are looking to love someone else in a friendship, whatever romantic, however it's going to be, you need to love yourself first and trust your instincts and maintain your boundaries. If you do that, you will be fine. There's no rush. Take your time and live your best life. Guys, I hope you liked the video. This is a different one. I'm answering a question from someone that sounded like they really needed help. If you guys have any more questions, comments, topics for videos, drop them here and I'll check them out and I'll create the videos for you. So guys, I hope you liked the video. I love doing it from beautiful Costa Rica. This is Andrew. God bless you. Namaste. Remember, if you want to love again in any capacity, you can, but it starts with self-love. Self-love is the key. All right, I love you guys. Good night. Bye. Oh, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.